If we want to land an interview with a top tier tech company, what exactly should we do? More importantly, what should we not do? And what are the specific actions that we should take to get this done as soon as possible? Don't worry guys, we're going to address all these questions right now. Welcome back to the channel everybody, Danilo Kaprick here, aka the best dressed man in tech sales. And in this video, what we're going to go through is how do we land an interview with a top tier tech company, all right? And we're making this video today because a lot of folks are trying to get tech, but they're using the old school, outdated methods to break in. So what we're gonna do is give you the modern, fresh ways, the ways that the real winners are doing it out there to break into tech and land that interview with the top tier tech company, all right? Sounds good to you? Let's go ahead and get started. All right, guys, so the first step that we need to take in order to land an interview with a top tier tech company of our choosing is, there's actually two places that you should go. Number one, you're gonna go to LinkedIn and repvue.com, okay? LinkedIn, hopefully you guys know what LinkedIn is. If you don't, please go make a profile right now. Stop watching this video, go do it. LinkedIn, we wanna use LinkedIn strategically to identify companies that are of interest, okay? There's a couple of other reasons, but at first we just wanna use LinkedIn because LinkedIn allows us to follow the companies that are of interest to us. So whether it's day 1 or day 90 of our process in finding companies, we can use LinkedIn to see what companies out there exist, what are they all about, what are people saying about them, and again, we can follow them and get notifications about when they're hiring for the jobs we care about, all right? So that's why we want to use LinkedIn. The second website that you need to go visit is repvue.com, repvue.com, okay? Really good website. It's kind of like the Glassdoor review for software sales. And the reason you want to go to RepVue is because you can see if the company meets your personal criteria. For example, I know a lot of folks want remote only, or they want a place where leadership is really outstanding, or they want a place that has top tier training, or maybe they really care about diversity and inclusion. Whatever it is, you can actually see metrics for these types of things on repvue.com. And they score companies based on quota attainment, diversity and inclusion, leadership effectiveness, training, all these things that you might care about. You can actually measure them on repvue.com. So that's step one, guys. We want to use LinkedIn and RepVue strategically to identify which companies we want to potentially investigate, and then use RepVue to validate whether or not they meet our criteria. All right, so that's step one. All right, guys, step number two, let's say you found a couple companies, right, that you're interested in or maybe you want to apply to. Don't apply right away. Don't do that, okay? That's what people who don't get jobs do, all right? This is the new way that people are doing this. What you want to do for step two is use LinkedIn, and you're going to find an employee who works at the company that you want to interview at that has the job that you want, okay? Not very difficult. All you literally have to do is go on LinkedIn, go to the company, you can click on the people tab and find an employee who has the role that you are trying to apply for, okay? And what you wanna do is send them a connect message and ask them candidly, say, hey, saw you work at this company, you've been there for a few years, want to know if I could take 10 minutes of your time and ask you about your experience there. And you can even mention that you're interested in applying. And the reason why people are incentivized to take these types of messages and calls is because, believe it or not, guys, if you don't know about this, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret, but we get money, okay? Tech employees get money, thousands of dollars, if they refer you, okay? Sometimes every organization I've been at has given at least a minimum of $1,000 to any successful referral. So if I bring somebody in, I'm getting a minimum of $1,000. Some places it's $2,000, some places it's $3,000, all depends. But people are incentivized to refer you, so why not just contact the employees themselves, interview them yourself, right? Ask them questions about what it's like to work there, if it's a good fit, all of that. And then at the end of the conversation, ask them for a referral, okay? So that's step two, guys. Avoid the regular just throwing your resume at the application. That stuff doesn't work. It's just not effective anymore. The way you can skip the line and actually get ahead and increase the likelihood of getting an interview is to speak with an employee, and in that conversation, not only do you want to interview them, but ask them for that referral, all right? So that's step two, guys. Skip the line, don't apply right away blindly. Talk to an employee, ask for a referral. Don't forget it, okay? All right, guys, step number three. Let's say you got the referral, right? Or maybe you didn't, doesn't even matter. But once you really know which company you want to work for and you're super interested, you've done some research, send a personalized message to the recruiter. And now you're probably like, how do I find out who the recruiter is? How do I send them a message? What do I do? Use LinkedIn, baby. So look, the recruiters live on LinkedIn, okay? A lot of recruiters are out there. So again, use LinkedIn to find a company, you click on the people tab, look at the employees, find a recruiter, send them a connection request. And they're going to approve it because recruiters are connecting with everybody, right? They want to find applicants. So it's in their best interest to approve the connection request. And once you get the connection with them, send them a personalized message that is essentially selling yourself, okay? And you want to touch on why you're a good fit, what sort of preparation you've done, and what kind of value you could bring to the organization. Okay, you might even want to mention that you've already interviewed some employees, you've already been doing research, and you're well versed in the company, whatever it is. But again, you want to send a brief, concise message that is going to allow you to sell yourself and again, increase the likelihood that you get that interview. Okay, so that's the third thing that you can do. I don't think this is a must do, but again, if you want to increase the likelihood of getting that interview, this is definitely a good step to take. So that's number 3, guys. All right, guys, the fourth thing that I highly recommend doing is research the executive team, okay? This is a really big thing because let's say you're speaking to that employee that you want to get a referral from, or you send a message to that recruiter, or you land the interview and now it's time to prep. It's going to be in your best interest to know what the executive team cares about, right? Because if you can show up intelligent, right, and ask questions to the recruiter, the employee, or the people interviewing you and say, wow, yeah, I heard that the CEO is focused on XYZ, saw him in a podcast speaking about that, whatever. It's going to show that you're prepared. It's going to show that you're genuinely interested in the company, and it's going to differentiate you from every other applicant. Okay, so for example, what you can do is literally just find the CEO's name, the CFO's name, whoever other C-level executive you want, type it in on Google with the word interview or the word podcast, or literally just the company name and the CEO's name, and see what articles come up. You'll find so much stuff, trust me. And if you can find a quote about what they're prioritizing, what they care about, maybe a strategic move they're trying to make or a shift they're trying to make with the company, and you can mention that in a conversation, that is going to make you look really good because, again, it shows that you're well versed in the company, you've done your research, and your credibility is going to go through the roof. All right, so that's step 4, guys. Research the priorities of the executive team. All right, guys, so there you have it. 4 specific steps that you can use to increase the likelihood of landing an interview with a top-tier tech company. We talked about number 1, use LinkedIn and RepView to find and validate the companies that you're interested in. Number 2, we talked about using LinkedIn to message employees who have the job you want already and ask them for a referral, right? Number 3, we talked about messaging a recruiter, right? And sending a personalized message that is essentially selling yourself, talking about why you're a good fit, why the company is of interest, and what value you can bring on day one, okay? And then the 4th and final step we talked about was research the priorities of the executive team, all right? It's gonna help you show up a lot more prepared, you're gonna sound intelligent in your conversations, and it's going to differentiate you from other applicants, so why not, right? All right, guys, so hope you enjoyed the video and got some value from this today. If you did, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you're not doing so already, go follow me on LinkedIn. All right, guys, I'll catch you in the next video. Take it easy.